Now make you rejoice, now make you smile, now make you good so now make your life good so. Please tell me, mama, now make your life good so. Now make your life better, better. Now make your life better. Baba God, na Baba God, na Baba God, na Baba God, na Baba God. Now place you on higher mountain. Now you make your life better, better. Now make your life higher. Now make your life greater, greater. Now make your life super. Hey, now make your life better, better. Now make your life better now. Baba God, na Baba God, na Baba God, na Baba God, na Baba God. When I was in the valley, you were there with me. When I was in the jungle, you were there with me. When I was in the desert, you were there with me. When I was into the river, you were there with me. When I was into the fire, when I was into the fire now. Hey, now Baba God, he not do it for me, no. When there was nobody, you were there with me. When there was no consoler, you were there with me. When there was no comforter, you were there with me.
All right, folks, good evening. Let's get the evening going. It's a little 8:06 Eastern Standard Time. This is a conversation with Samson To. Today should be my day, but Samson To tried to have authority in place as Bo can give me the day off. Can you imagine? I'm wondering whether he's going to be part of this program. I am Alfonso Zia, so this is the second segment in today's edition. Today we play host to former Senator G. Alfonso Gate of Granger County, to Republic of Liberia, who was now transitions in the public sector, and it's good to know what is going on as well. Life after Capitol Hill, 9 years. He was very much consistent that 9 years was sufficient, and from there he want to be returning to public sector and more or less engaged in agriculture and consultancy, and that's exactly, he kept his promise, unlike other politicians. We want to welcome all our viewers and listeners across the globe, whatever you are. Good morning, good evening. Do us a favor. I don't know what a Facebook sanction means. There is no way that I can. The share button has been off my radar for whatever reason. It said the guy from Total is responsible for this. I don't know. Like, if I ask him, he won't even admit if he did anyway. So Mr. Duo to Duffers, Scar Power Collins got just hit that share button for us. Asking your friends, family member to join today's conversation. We want to welcome you to this conversation with Samson To. Today we're going to be looking at a wide range of issues, things making headlines during the week. Our team of analysts and contributors are going to be joining us. Of course, Professor Asese Labozaulo is in Baltimore, Amos George. But there was something that captured the attentions of the nations and ordinary Liberians during the course of the week, and that has to do with the killing reported from the southeastern side, specifically Maryland County. What the heck is going on? Later to you, welcome. Thank you so much for all of the birthday greetings. But the killings in Maryland County, it all started. The killing is just around the country. It's just ridiculous to see what is unfolding. Courtesy of our sister network television, KNTV, and other folks that are covering the same from Nima County, we managed to capture some of the images from Maryland County, courtesy of KMTV and other major news network. So let's take a review of what, just in case, and I'm quite sure most of you have captured of saying this, but let's try to retrospect some of the things that happened during the week. Let's watch this one here.
Well, KMTV Liberia, thank you so much for watching us. Thank you for following. We right here now, and of course, visit Harper City again, like I said. And just as you can see for yourself, we are here, and the protest action continues right here. Sorry for the break-in network, this one really giving us the time. But you can see for yourself the multitude of people. The multitude of people gathered from the respective spectrums, like I said, and they are in demand of justice. According to them, since this morning, visit the woman, visit the multitude, and the crowd continue to swell up. The crowd continue to swell up the women in the principal streets of Harper City. We are right here around Middlesex community, as may be aware. Visits in quest of, according to them, justice for the alleged murder of a motorcyclist here in the county. The name is Madamas Nyema, and you can see here, folks. You can see here. You can follow up this multitude. Follow up this multitude. It's very difficult here. It's very difficult. It's very difficult here. I can say to you as to how packed Harper City is this time around. I can say to you as to how packed Harper City is, as to how many women turn out in the numbers here this time. I cannot overemphasize this protest action, folks. You can see for yourself. You can just see I'm posted outside. I'm posted outside here. And I am posted to one of these strategic places. And they are pointing. The people said, they give you order.
Are you journalist?
I'm a journalist, sorry. I'm a journalist. Wait, I'm a journalist, oh yeah, I got it.
So where are they going now? Who there?
Folks, sorry, we're moving, and I am moving a bit, so we want to apologize for a little bit of interruption. Network and all seems to be not very good yet. I am moving up and checking to make sure I call up with the number of persons. I'm catching up, and as soon as I move to the forefront, you will get to know the outcome or the next step taken by the women. But we're still here, and of course providing this live coverage, folks. And the protest, according to them, is in demand of justice. As you may be aware, a motorcyclist was allegedly...
Okay, this has been saying that, but it's quite to recap and bring folks up to speed. There you see in the liberal progressive of this network, Samson Brown Tour is joining me live from Saxton, Sacramento, Studio B of the Liberia Public Radio. The Liberal.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. So.
Good evening. I thought you were the first thing were being like happy birthday, Mr. So. I thought that was your oh man. Why
Mr. So, happy birthday.
What?
Mr. So, I say happy birthday.
Wow. It's a clear indication to work with black people. If I were working for white company, I will receive a gift.
Mr.
Saying,
So,
oh,
Mr.
So, yeah.
So, thank you for hosting the show tonight, but I would like to ask for you and your audience to give me at least 2 minutes of your time, please, if you don't mind.
2 minutes. Where you going? You want to go to town?
No, I want you to leave those pictures you have on there, your picture, my picture. Just don't change anything. Let's listen in to something here special.
Oh man. Awesome.
Today now your birthday. Now the day where you come to join the people, maybe don't stay for this world before you come home. Anything where you see for this world, whether good or bad, make you take am so. Now so everybody come in the world. We dey advise you say, any work where you dey work, make you put your mind there and work on fine. Make you not dey talk like, make a yes be yes, your no be no, then you go live well for this world. So God go bless you, give you long life, give you many birthdays again.
Oh,
God will bless you, give you long life, give you many birthdays again. Say thanks to you, happy birthday to you. You go live long for say thanks to you. We beg God to give happy you many birthday to you. Say thanks to you, happy birthday to you. We did the born you. Say thanks to you. How many months ago? Happy birthday to you. How many weeks ago? Say thanks to you. How many years ago? Happy birthday to you. You go live long for this world.
Ooh.
Oh,
Wow.
Happy birthday to you. And we'll wish you many more. On a very serious note, I want to take this time as well. I know it's your birthday, but I want to take this time to thank you very much because your leadership inspired many young people, including myself as a young man. We're coming back. Don't worry about it. No, on a very serious note, we really appreciate you and your leadership. Like I said, inspire people to be part of this program. Liberian Public Radio is moving up, and with you in the lead as the head of this institution, we continue to do better. And I want to thank you very much, and happy birthday to you as well. That is coming from the entire crew, Mr. Amos George, Mr. Professor Zagro, Nathaniel Cry, Manzula Gizi, and the entire LPR family. We say happy birthday, and please continue to do a good job because every day you get things going in Liberia. We have now Liberia Public Radio pretty much on air in Liberia almost every other day. And you have young women who are joining the public radio, Liberia Public Radio institution. and because you continue to mentor these people, and we want to thank you very much and keep up the good work. Happy birthday.
Ooh, the liberal progressive. This guy is doing everything possibly he can for us for this friendship to hold. Okay, I deeply, deeply, I'm humble. I appreciate it. It's not a surprise, but here is the flip side of the coin. Are you a child of God?
Mr. So, if I were not a child of God, why would I be celebrating your birthday as me?
I'm asking a question.
You always fire me 4 or 5 times a day. If I were not a child of God, you think I would, man, look, happy birthday. I said, don't let it happy birthday come spoil right now. I beg you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Mr. So, I say happy birthday. Leave it. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
You ready to answer my question? Do you take when there is a prophecy when it comes from the Lord, do you obey? I'm just asking. That's something I'm trying to drive at.
Definitely. I'm a child of God. Why you think I'm still alive? I can't hear anything you're saying. Check your mic.
Okay, are you hearing me now?
Yes.
Okay, I say hallelujah. I don't want to preach yet, but just before coming on, the Lord spoke to me, and He asked me to put this out to you. The Lord said, you as the chairperson of the board of director, well, happy birthday song is good, it's fine. Appreciating what I'm doing is okay. Go right.
Yeah, your mic. Check your mic.
This guy, he ready to play a total wish now because he know what I come and say. He know what I'm going to. Are you hearing me, Samson?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Oh my God, folks, you guys listening, you're not hearing me, or this guy is trying to. Samson, you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
I can't. I think. I don't know. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead, Mr. So. Go ahead.
Okay, this is what the Lord said. Now you are validated it that you believe you are a child of God. But the Lord said, go right on your phone. And I know for sure you have Cash App, right? Begin to send $20, 20, until the Lord speaks to me and say, tell Samson to stop, then you will stop. Are we ready to roll?
Yes. Let me do that. Okay, hold on. Okay.
I have my phone here. I'm monitoring it. If you don't send it,
the Lord just said the Lord spoke to me directly. He said I should stop now. So he refused to pass through you now. He came directly to me. He said, Samson, stop. Before I could even send the first thing, he said, Samson, stop.
Wow. The other boat chairman from Total here, Kaleo. Mackie, come for your man. You come for the Samson here. I think I better put in a lot of rest. All right, Mr. Toe, thank you so much. I mean, this is what we do here. He is a phenomenal guy. If you get closer to know, who is Samson Toe, not just what we do here. Believe me, we online 24/7, talking. And I never saw him getting mad, even though I would scream and try to kind of like throw war in your throat, but he still play an adult role. And I hope that's we have most people here. The Liberal, thank you so much, and I do appreciate that. Today went quiet. One of the guys told me today about this. So you come on, like, yeah, we have a lot to do. Are you serious? Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have a lot to do, and that's part of the assignment. To all our viewers and listeners across the globe, thank you for joining us here. We always find time to discuss the issue here. Okay, this is conversation with Samson Toe, but I'm setting in for him, and he's here. You know, that's some of the immunity that he enjoys as the bowl here, even though I didn't see anything, he not obeying the Lord's word to Cash App me. Now he finished telling me, I know that the Lord from Totan spoke with him or the Heavenly Father. Oh, the Lord said you should send it now?
Well, you tell me.
Just hit the same button. 20.
Coming.
Let it roll.
It's coming.
Don't let your blessing go away. Gabe, let's go to
coming.
Gabe.
Oh, I can see your name. I cash out.
Type A L.
Okay. All right. You tell me what are you getting? That's a.
Well, let me see. I log in there. Colo.
Did you get it?
Regional.
Did you get it? Yeah, folks. You see my green stuff.
But I zero there. You won't say nothing there.
I said no. Look at it. Okay, let me go show the people.
Oh,
come play around.
Don't. Amen.
Okay, folks. Yeah, we are. What is this? What is it?
Okay, hold on. Let me look at my phone quick. Let me make sure I transfer it before the hand I give it and the hand take it. Yeah, you quick. Hallelujah. This board chairman, in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, you shall remain the head of the board of directors of the Liberia Public Radio as long as here. Anybody who want that position, they're not getting it.
The cash out enough for you.
Oh.
Yeah. The cash out for you.
For who?
For Nathaniel.
Why? What? Now who?
No.
Please.
For the manager. He been doing a good job.
Okay, that one that you and DC Bank were talking now because you're going there. I don't know how you're going to come back. The Liberal. All right, thank you so much. This is what we do here, and we always like to have this here. Gentlemen, we want to thank you so much for turning in here. Okay, let's get down to the wire. Hopefully, the other guys going to join us here. But let me just ask you
Also, let me just say this here. Since it is my show that you're hosting, I'm going to interrupt for as many times as possible tonight. And because I am in control, even though you're hosting it, but I'm still in control.
What are you trying to prove? You can spoil this friendship. What are you trying to prove now? What are you talking about?
Let me take this time to welcome my Dodi, Honorable William Glaze with us. Honorable William K. Glaze with us, Senior. I want to welcome him. So please don't disturb my welcoming my Dodi. This is tradition. That's how we do it. Go ahead.
Glaze a doyen. Now you put salt water or lime in my teeth. I thought you were going to take me to Tota. And Honorable Glaze, he's our prime time follower. He's always with us. He's one of those old men that's still keeping eyes on the process in Liberia, regardless of him being here. But he closed the monitoring, and not just on the monitoring. He always participates. After every program, you won't believe, he will always call and say, like, you know what, you guys should keep on doing what you are doing. Your discussions are very fruitful, it's rewarding, it's educative, it's informative, it's well engaged. And so he's one of the persons. Mr. Honorable Glade, thank you so much. By the way, he's a former representative of Granger County during the late Samson administration in Liberia. Okay, let's get a conversation going. Time is fast spent. It's 8:27 Eastern Standard Time. The week was quite a tough one there. Let's go into your playbook because I know from start to finish, you will be with it that my show here. So I will give it to you. Along I finish getting my $50 and it is here to that. Maybe if I say I don't know, another 50 you can, right? And then I say something, Jeff, let it 50 can, I will roll it to you. So, okay. What was the most fascinating, triggering thing that you took away during the week from Friday to Friday? That's a lot. A lot of things went on. So what really was happening to you?
I saw many things, many situations happening in Liberia, and I will speak to each of them a little bit, one here and there. But this was my first time seeing that video of the situation in Maryland. And then again, I don't mean to put politics into this, because to be honest with you, politics is a different game. But to see there's many people in the street of Harper, I'm surprised, because if these many people like this in the street of Harper, then I think that county is a vote-rich county as well. So let me put a little politics into this. If I was politician, not just in Maryland County, But somewhere, like let's say President Weah, I'm sure I'd read the other day that he put I had to call it coffee in place.
Coffee, yeah.
Yeah, but I think this wasn't for me. That wasn't smart. That was not a smart move whatsoever, because these people were angry for some reason. Dr. Weah should have taken on the airway and make sure these people were pleased with whatever they did, even though they're demonstrating they did some damages and things like that. But he can still speak to that, I believe, to see that many people in the city of Harper, there must be something that got these people involved. This was not a political campaign. This was not a political rally. These people decided to come out in the street in hundreds, thousands, if you watch that video. So for them to come out, there must be some reason. I'm sure they talk about Richard Lister killing and what have you. This is not the first time in Maryland County, but to see this many people to be in the street. I thought Dr. Weah and his people missed the boat. They should have taken onto the airway. First of all, calm the situation by speaking directly to the protester and pledging your government support to investigate what is happening. That didn't happen. On the other hand, the opposition as well. Nobody have tapped into this momentum.
That's your group.
Excuse me. Yeah. My group opposition.
Why you don't want to establish your identity?
That's why I'm opposition. My hating people, they're hating fame. My scared of. But the point here is this: none of these people, political heavyweight, is tapping into this. Not so much of trying to play politics in the death of a young man, but as a leader, when you see these kinds of things, when you see that much people in the street for a single death, you have to not necessarily try to manipulate the situation, but you have to be involved. And I think the fact that the president and his people were not able to galvanize or even use this opportunity to pledge government support to truly investigate, I think they missed the boat. They missed the boat. That's something and that's my first time seeing this video. I know I heard about it, but I didn't know that there was that many people in the street of Harper. So this is what I suspect, Mr. So. Excuse me 1 minute. This is what I suspect. Most likely, all of the villages in Maryland County, people were from those villages to come to Harper. Because to have that many people, if you tell me these people, all of them live in Harper City, then Maryland County is a vote-rich county that people should not take lightly of.
So, talking about the president, sure have taken it. How many times we say this, the president should have done this, the president should have done this? How many times? What is happening within the policy arena, or those who really close to the president, advising on critical issues? How many times do we say this? And my understanding, there was some assistants already sent there. So now the second school of thought say, wait a minute, things been happening all over the place. What has been the intervention? Is it because of the speak-out relationship, or is it because of buffer Chima, or Chima is being property being destroyed or something? Is that why the president is making that sort of intervention? But the key question here is, why sometimes when it is a potential problem? Remember in the 74, 75, I can remember it very well. You remember the Latino case? Those sort of killing?
I believe 76.
76, I can remember. 75, 76. I was around the Sando corridor there with my aunt. And I went the first time we saw it, I saw government vehicle, not first time, but government investigators went there. Those in Sando, they know the story. GV20, a Zuzu Jeep. That was a license plate. Superintendent, district attorney, all of the big boys, they were all picked up. But why, when these things happen, and I understand where people are coming from, the issue of the president speaking, because when the president is the father of the nation, when he speaks, it stabilizes tension, it reassures people there is assurance. There's nothing guaranteed that everything will be subsided. But once the president speaks, even those who are in anger, they will say, okay, let's give peace a chance. But that did not happen. How many times will we say this and talk about this?
Well, Mr. So, I hate to say this, to be honest with you, and I will confess here today that I truly like this president. I don't like most of the policy, especially those who are supposed to implement these policies.
Well, somebody get you say who?
No, it's not a matter of sassy. I'm just telling you, as a human being, I really do like this president. And my reason here, I play football, of course, but I've been following this young man for a very long time. Hold on.
Don't ask about the conference. Please, people are listening. Don't come play your football. You ever score goal before?
Eh?
You ever score goal?
Mr. So, I will show you some of my video here. Let me, before I go on.
Carry on. I don't want to see, I'm ready to say, don't spoil my today's my day. Don't spoil my day. I don't want to see no video.
No, not today, not your day. That's my show. So please watch yourself.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, on a very serious note, the reason why I really admire this president and really liked him, okay, even up to now, I don't agree with most of the things he does and stuff like that, but I still like him as a human being. And the reason here is this. My liking of this president happened when I was in school, struggling in the city of Canton, Ohio, married with 2 kids, going to school, working. Money was not enough, so I have to go and coach high school soccer. And the fact that this young man was playing in Europe at the time, at the top of his game, and the fact that I'm also from Liberia, people respected me in the North Canton community. It's rich. This is where the vacuum cleaner Hoover, that's where they have their headquarters. So most of the people that was there, they're all rich people comparing to me. And people used to bring me rice. True story, Becca Rice. Because the fact that I'm from Liberia and George Weah, they call him George Weah. And George Weah were playing soccer in Europe and at the top of his game. And people would ask me, do you know him? I said, no, I know of him. And one of the interesting things that people will always say is that being a minority, Africans to be specific, and play in Europe with no record to say, oh, he got something written, he was drunk last night in a nightclub, or discipline. The discipline level of this president when he was playing, it was unbelievable. And so many people thought that the fact that this young man playing in Europe and he's so much disciplined, I too, Samson too, will not be disciplined because I'm from Liberia. Okay. And from that point on, I really started taking to President Weah. And the fact that when the war was raging in Liberia, people were destroying other people's property. This young man used to leave from Europe to risk his life to come to Liberia. When he comes to Liberia to play football, the day Opon get in, and I'm sorry to call him Opon, but I'm calling Opon as an affectionate and respectful manner tonight.
I tell you one bit of call about it.
No. That's a different issue. But the point here is when he gets in, most of the kids that in the front line and stuff, everybody want to see him. He leaves from Liberia, go to Ghana, refugee camp, go to Nigeria. So he used to carry himself as truly representative of Liberia, as far as I'm concerned.
What is happening now? What's wrong? Why did the dimension change?
Myself, with all these things this man have done for this country, put this country on the map, international map. And here he is. Even I believe, when Charles Taylor had found out that he had an intention of wanting to be president, I believe they wanted to, most likely if they had the chance, they were going to kill him. But to come now and take the leadership of the country that you struggle so hard to put on the map, And now you have the leadership of the country. And things are not economically, things are not working. You don't have to be a PhD to have you have to have. What is amazing with me and this president is that he was playing in a role when he was playing soccer as a career. He was playing a position where you need strong support in order for you to do well. You have to have the back line supporting you, the midfield supporting you, and then they give you the ball, and that's what he's good at. He's good at scoring. So why is it if he's playing the same position, he's the president, he's not a defender, and you have all of these people that consider themselves educated people to be around this young man, and all of them are just sitting there and just going downhill. This man is so popular in Liberia. If there was no Samuel Tuah, no McGill, nobody else.
No, okay. Mr. Tuah,
re-election.
The liberal.
Yeah.
The argument of us always, Samuel Tuah, Nathaniel Tamangi, is it realistic? Are these people, they are what? The turning wheel of this president? Is it fair enough? Is that a fair argument to say Nathaniel Magi, Samuel Tuah? Liberians, the electors, they never voted for these people. They voted for the president based on the judgment with the hope that he will make informed decision. However, it is within his executive purview to bring people on board that he thinks can lead the country. So is it fair to make that? Can't he see if something is not happening? Is it fair to really make that Samuel Tuah, Nathaniel Magi? Really?
Yes, yes. The reason here is and like I said, I've been following Dr. Weir for a very long time. Now, this is a young man that went to Europe and was brought into the soccer world by Arsenal coach, Hassan, whatever his name is, the guy from France. When George Weah started winning all of the accolades, he never left behind this man. He always making to be center stage. Whatever trophy he get, he say, I share it with you. Because of you, I'm here today. And that's who he is. He's never want to be the person to take credit for everything. He wants to make sure to share the credit. And if he's good with you, if he's friend with you, he's friend with you. Look at Carrasco. What job Carrasco doing in Liberia? What is he doing in Liberia? But because Dr. Weir liked this young kid, and so he just took, and that's the same thing. And so people like Samuel Tuah, people like McGill, these are people that were not you ask CDC right now. They are not founding member of CDC. But because Dr. Weir talk on to them,
how come they have resurrected at the highest level? At this point in time, I'm not sure who can dismantle Samuel Tuah or Nathaniel Magi. You remember Samuel Tuah, benevolence dictator? Uses all sort of word to kind of entice the president. And I think President Weir, he's such a kind of character because he likes people who, I think he sees those guys as his close confidant. And, and they have been pushing this sort of narrative. You remember the date of the civil crisis, and our man, facts versus fiction as well. They always, they push this sort of red meat here. You remember when they wanted to get Samuel Doe out, the very first thing they did, they decided to dismantle the surroundings of the president, where you see this guy called the strongman, Grady Allison, who was a Minister of National Defense. You saw what happened to former National Security Director Patrick Minicon and all of those people. Those are the kind of things that they kind of like throw in the face of this president. But the scenario of Samuel Doe and that of today, I think they have no resemblance. They don't. So why can't this guy get it? It's unfortunate. And
so you have to understand one thing here from my own perspective. And these are all observations. I don't know these people. We never had conversations. So these are all observations as a human being and somebody who think that is a little bit smarter than your normal village total. In my own village in Total, not Total itself, the village of a village of a village in Total. Samson alone live there. But let's go a little bit, Mr. So The thing here is this. From what, and don't take it from me. You heard Moluba Molu tape, and they want to classify those tapes as being liquor. No, Moluba Molu was speaking from his mind. There was certain time in this place, and I have it. I have my show, and I was so upset the way, because you know, I was in Liberia during the inaugural program,
Right.
but immediately after the inaugural program, and to sit there and allow Dr. Weir to come and start building without anybody's trying to say something, and allow Dr. Weir to say declaration to declare your access. He never did that immediately. I came out on my show and I asked Moluba Molu to go and forget about being chairman of CDC, go and be closer to Dr. Weir. During the campaign, it was Moluba Molu that really brought these young people on board CDC. Moluba Molu, even though many people say, oh, he's a liar, no. I watched him when I was in Monrovia. I watched this young man under the sycamore tree. I went there. I thought they were going to flog me. I think I've been telling you this story over and over. Okay, because I was one of those, so I thought they were going to but he came to me, recognized me, and came to me and said, you have a question? And I asked him a question. So, but anyway, let's go to this. So when I heard that these people were not doing what is, I asked Moluba Molu on my show to go and forget about being chairman, but get closer to Dr. Weir and guide him. It didn't take more than 2-3 months when Moluba Molu came up with that tape. What have happened? If you listen to Esther, the Bon County superintendent, if you listen to her tape, okay, she said it was Jefferson Kochi, Samuel Twe, and McGill. Those 3 people were running the government. He didn't call Moluba Molu ni.
So there's a pattern in this whole thing here, consistently.
Yes. And this is a Moluba Molu who publicly said, if Dr. Weir if Ambassador Weir is not elected, I must be crucified. Now you can say that just hyperbole, you made a statement, whatever. But to stand among friends and put this kinds of statement out, and for sure Dr. Weir won. So if they were to the people who wrote that speech that he delivered over at the stadium, if those people, if they were still there, I believe things would be a little bit different. But once they recognize immediately after the inaugural program, and these 3 people that wants to recognize, I believe that if they are not successful in putting Dr. Weir in the bubble that I keep talking about, that they themselves were going to be kicked out, and they were successful with the closed circle and put Dr. Weir in the bubble. So what do they have? They continue to find enemy of the state. You know how long it took for the international community to convince Dr. Weir to meet Cordoba? It took a long time, because people have already, especially those around him, that don't trust this man. He's an enemy. And once you put that kind of situation, who would not want to be in peace? And to close on this, Mr. So, those of us, even including myself, especially those, the educated, I'm not educated, but the educated people, when the election was going, they were pushing him away, that he's not educated. And there were certain people so say, come to Papa, we will guide you. So as soon as he won, he went to them, and instead of them to guide him, they started seeking their own personal interest. And this is what we have. Because many times, Mr. So, if you've been watching, there are certain times you would think, say, oh, the wire, he will speak up immediately. He would try to make sure people hear him immediately, and you will not hear nothing. Why? These are the same people that we talk about.
I don't want to make that sort of comparison because it would sound ridiculous. But you very well do. You started this. That's one of the, even though your liberal idea I don't really tie in with mine, but I is okay. But one of the alarm that you sounded on this network consistently, and it seems to mean that we are already in is like You were telling your own folks, the oppositions, the Liberian people, and people who were seeking state power, that they need to do everything possibly they can to get closer. Because when this guy is put in a bubble and when he's barricaded, to break that chain, it will be difficult. Do you think that wall of Jericho is already been built and it cannot be demolished?
Well, not that it cannot be demolished, Mr. So. I mean, he's a human being, and he's a decent person. No matter what people say, he's a decent person. Just look at a later video of him swimming in Cape Mark County, and you know sometimes people can say, "Oh, that person pretending, he pretend to be this," but sometimes in the real stuff, if you watch something, you can see the real person come through. This young man is truly having fun. However, those who are around him, that are close to him, those who are very close to him, for me, I truly believe these people are not doing a good job. Not doing a good job. Case in point, just what happened in Maryland County. This was the time for this president to actually, because these people were angry. Look at the amount of people in the street in Maryland County, not Monrovia, in Maryland County. Look at the amount of people in the street. First of all, in order for them to get in that street, they will have to feed themselves. So it was not something easy for them. But look how many people in the street. You would think the president, who was the father of the nation, who will soon be coming back to these people for asking for re-election, you would think he would take this opportunity.
But he was there quite recently. Those same very people, he was there. And I assume, let's welcome LPR contributor, Amos George. Pastor George is based in Atlanta, Georgia. So, Mr. George, good evening and welcome.
Yes, can you hear me?
Very good. Yeah, much better. Okay. Hopefully it stays like that. Good evening.
Yeah. Yes, sir. How you doing, Mr. Toll?
Good.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome.
Okay, so you know, we're looking at the whole week things that unfolded that were public discussions to put through in our own opinions and view. But let me show this other video, courtesy of Sister Network in Liberia, at KMTV. By the way, the guy who posted that one Jasper that managed to talk to him, and there's a video that he sent me in, I think similar to what these people have. In fact, I was to also get his word here. Agnes, Darlene, Celestia, hopefully I'm calling your name. Thank you to welcome Joe Williams and all of you beautiful people. Thank you. We will open this line sooner or later, shortly, so that we can have a conversation, because this is a national issue. And I think every Liberian, far and near, regardless of your location, they do have a stake inside, and we need to talk. But hopefully somebody somewhere will listen. Let's listen to this. Let's see this other one here now. Bringing Amos George.
KMTV Liberia, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching us from. We are right here at the prison facility that was broken into on Tuesday. That was March 30th, 2021, by protesters who here in Maryland County started since morning in a quest, according to them, to demand justice for the alleged murder of motorcyclists here in the county. So this is the police vehicle that was damaged on yesterday totally. This belongs to the Liberia National Police, and this is the only vehicle for the Liberia National Police here in the county. This one was totally destroyed by the protesters on yesterday. This is it. This one was destroyed by the protesters on yesterday. And of course, right after we will move directly to the prison facility that was broken into by the protesters as well. But this is the only vehicle belonging to LNP officers here in the county. We right here, as we bring you this live coverage touring the facilities that was broken into on yesterday. This is the LNP vehicle. This is the LNP vehicle here used by security personnel here in Maryland County. This one was discovered after tension erected just around the prison facility when police officers tried to make their way in terms of ensuring that they rescue either inmates or what about having a backup at the prison facility. Unfortunately, the angry protesters moved in, and then at the end of the day, they allegedly wounded the deputy police commander there in the county. And of course, he was wounded, and adequately he was rushed immediately to the medical facility to seek proper medical attention. While at the same time, you had the protesters moving in. This is it. This is what happened. And then this is a motorcycle. This motorcycle belongs to the division. This is just the patrol motorcycle of the person here in the county. And so this motorcycle on yesterday was also burned, as you can see for yourself. In fact, these are tankers. These tankers normally contain water that the inmates normally use. So this one was also burned, including the arches you see here are documents and PPEs that were within the prison facility. All of the documents within the prison facility were destroyed totally on yesterday as well. But this is the only motorcycle that is normally used for patrol. Normally used for patrol by the correction officers at the Harper Central Prison. So we're moving upward now to the prison facility. We're moving up to the prison facility. These are some of the documents you see on the floor here. These are some of the documents you see on the floor. And all of these came from the prison facility on yesterday. These are some of the documents. And I can say to you that totally, there was also looting and vandalizing the entire facility. The rice, whatever you think of belong to the inmates, were all taken away. All of that belongs also to the correction officers that they normally use to carry on normal activities. In terms of running the facility, they were also at the end of the day taken away by the angry protesters who moved in here. And you can see this is the visiting site. This is the center where normally once you come to visit the inmates at the facility, you have to sit there and wait a bit, and then you have the corrections officers ushering you in at the latest time. So this is the facility. It was also brought down totally, and you can see destroyed by those angry protesters.
Okay, let's just keep that on the screen. We will take the audio away. Mr. George.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just keep that, and for our audience to also follow, because we're going to open the line of seeing what you are saying here. And I like the reporting of this journalist. There are certain words that you use in your reporting to capture the attentions of the audience and draw attention of even authorities. And he kept emphasizing, and that was to show the gravity of that. So he did a very good job, brought the image. He was very much illustrative. As you were talking, he the camera guy zoomed in and all of that. But when you look at this, what run through your mind? I'm thinking like, wait a minute, is there another 1990? Because to see a police car to be like that in a county where the president just visited less than 2 weeks ago, and to see it a police vehicle, according to the reporter, it appears to be the only vehicle there, right? I think that's what I heard him saying. But if you look at that image, that video footage, what goes through your mind?
Let me say, Mr. Soul, this is to show you that Liberians don't have security. Second, this thing is breeding out of anger, frustration of citizens not getting redress, and finally you're gonna have protection from the government, which is child responsibility of Minister in Peace, safety of its citizens. And this lack leadership at all levels. Let me go back. The police saw that crowd. I know they had a tip off. This is the thing. It's frustrating. They had a tip off. People in the community I knew they were talking this thing, that if this happened, we will demonstrate. What was the backup plan of the police?
What could possibly, Mr. George, not to interrupt you, what could possibly be the backup? Looking at that crowd I saw, like when you bust a Buckaball Hill or you bust a Honey Bay, and you see them, like, do they have the capacity? That, of course, they probably have one patrol car. So where's the manpower when you have less than 2,000-3,000 police in the entire country?
That's what I'm saying. There's no security in the country. The police is underfunded. You have less than $1 million going to Liberal National Police. Are you really serious? The budget, I will put less than $1 million for Liberal National Police. Is that money enough logistics? Even the logistics, just the logistics, that's dropped in the bucket. But you have other entities giving $9 million. Now, Maryland is one of those counties. It's not straight up any kind of killing. When we're growing up, what happened in 1979 when Tobo hanged the Nyanse in Hapo.
Right.
We knew what happened there. Tobo had to hang those people for killing that guy. That's how the border business went down a little bit. But look around the country, Mr. Soul.
After that incident, even the Black Tiger incident occurred again. Even after that hanging.
Yes, okay. But look at the country, Mr. Soul. Almost every corner of Liberia, everyone there's somebody found, they'll have to find somebody somewhere. Even in Monrovia, mysterious death occurring. Now, here is the thing. This guy was later killed. People are angry, they jump into the street. Did the president take to seize control of that system by even speaking to the nation or speaking to the people directly that are in the street and say, hey, hold on. I see what is going on. Government is taking charge of the speak on this issue? No. But supporters of the president will tell you, oh, the president can't be everything, the president can't get everything. No. This is something that over 10 to, I'll read the story, 20,000 people in the street, 10 to 20,000 people. And you see that the president cannot be everywhere. This is where leadership comes in. This is where leadership comes in. The president should have gone. I won't say he should fly there because that would be something that nobody will think on. But he should have gone, use the media to talk to the people directly in Maryland, appeal to them that they want to get redressed in this case. But maybe the person spoke, but I've not heard it. And these are things that lack leadership. This is not 500 persons, Mr. So, that 10 to 20,000 people according to the paper, the story. So you should know. And the people walking from Plymouth to Hapo, according to the story.
Okay. So, yeah, I want us to for us to get to the root causes of this, and there was something that you mentioned. Then I'll bring in the liberal progressive. But there's another video here. I'm not sure whether it's the same video from KMTV. This guy who did a posting that early morning inside. They call him Jasper. I managed to get in contact with him. Jasper, good luck Wool, something. Send a video. Let's look at it, and I'll bring in the liberal.
using tail, not using hair. They're using tail, not hair. Yeah, Mr. Tia? Complete record. So, we may not cancel now today to see. Yeah, the people are called things.
All right. Mr. Toll.
Yes.
It is a serious situation.
Yeah, it is. It is. And this is what is really confusing for me. Because, Mr. So, to be honest with you, most of the people that are running the government are people like me, born in these villages all over the country. They are not, you can't now go and blame the Congo people anymore. I think we passed that stage. Everything that is happening now is on our own watch. So then the question is, does it mean that we are incapable of running our own government? Must we have our other brothers and sisters who happen to be America, a Liberian? Are they the only people that are able to run the country effectively? So those are the kinds of questions. Now, let's go back to that video. Okay. I'm like I said, I'm from Tota. I remember here one time we got a news, a friend of mine in Tota beat his own sister because he believed that his sister was responsible for his lack of progress in his life. And he beat his sister. And we all was like, why would you even think about that? But this is how our people think. We all say, for example, we all grew up together in the same village. And because of some circumstances, I was not able to move further than what you have done. And then you're doing good. Out of a sudden, in a community where we all used to live, you have the best of everything. And then if something like this happen, and I'm talking about the speaker, if something like this happen, and then they're connecting, it's all the speaker they send so people say, oh yeah, that the medicine, that's why you're getting all the kind of richness. That's how people connect these things. But to dispel these kinds of rumors and to dispel these kinds of belief and things that are happening in the country, we ourselves, we the Liberian people, have to make sure that our brothers and sisters get a positive message from us. There's a situation in Grand County where when the Chinese left, they had a stadium over there. In a stadium, they have commode, bathroom, commode. They have everything. Everything was over the stadium they have built. When they left, our own people went in our stadium and started taking the light bulbs, started taking the zinc, started taking the commode, and so the place is now run down. Who do you expect to fix that? Government of Liberia, they can't even pay their own workers. Who do you expect to pay that? But because we ourselves, the country boys, the country girls, fail to actually deliver a positive message to our brothers and sisters. And because of that, they don't think, because Mr. So, just think about it. Something that you don't think you have interest in. Why would you want to guide that? Why would you want to make sure that this thing is, and the way things are in Liberia, that government thing, man, I'm breaking down, the people will fix it. Who will fix it? First thing, the people need to know that they themselves, the Liberian people themselves, are the government. They are the government, not just those who are in leadership. But because you don't realize that you running this country, you have few people believing that they are in charge of everything. So the rest of the people have no interest.
So what? Okay, so then where the disconnect is coming from? Is it that because I try to figure out this thing. It's so very difficult to just kind of wrap your head, even though we know where the problem, all these problems too coming from. Is it that because people in authority feel that they are the owners of the government. When you talk about the government, it reminds me of my late grandma. I remember my late grandmother. One time you say, but who is this government here? You know, because you just listen to every day, listen to the person that eat government money. Government not catch the person. Government not put the person in the in court. The government, is it an old lady or old man? Who the government here that get all the property here? I said, oh my, you yourself your government. And she said, how? Exactly. So that's a very strategic point here. Is there a disconnect with people and the authority and people who are in charge of communication, deliberate act, or to kind of like lay down their tone to explain, and for them to make people to know that they are even part of the government. They constitute the government. But we have them there as executives, as leaders to conduct, to be in charge. It's just like a administrator. Are they explaining that, or are we just also deliberate and defiant with the other? Okay, I'm not part of the system, so who cares?
Exactly, Mr. So
how can we
I'll
square
give you
that?
two examples. I'll give you two examples. Then I'll let Mr. Josh come in here. I'll give you two examples. One of them, which is the recent one, the president was on the second county tour, leg of the second county tour, where he went to bombing with Senator Snow. And Senator Snow made a statement, according to report, where he told the president that, Mr. President, if you make people of bombing happy, we'll deliver the vote to you. Think about it. Bombing is a county. Does it mean, are you saying that the rest of the county don't need to be happy? Only bombing should be happy?
He's a politician, though.
I understand that, but Mr. So, you have to understand the level of understanding among our people. You have to be, if you get to that position, first of all, you must be able to understand what is the level of these people understanding things. Number one. Second thing, the worst of all, and she's a darling for us. I mean, I adore her as well. But when she became the vice president, she ran to her village, which is okay. But listen to that statement she made, that our time we will eat now too. Anybody, you don't come with us, then you are against us, and then we'll fire people. This is a highly educated woman. This is so much, her behavior at that time was so ridiculous that even up to this point, I found it difficult if she can even redeem herself among her peers internationally. Because for you as an educated person, who happened to be elected vice president of the country, to go to your village and demand that people come and follow you or else, that was so ridiculous. Now, those people in the village at the time, to say, oh, okay, well, say I'm with them, that means I'm not part of them. How you think you're going to convince these people to take ownership of the government that they themselves are already being ostracized? They've been kicked out. How do you expect these people now to come and take ownership of this government? One last example before I leave. When I was in Monrovia, okay, there's a place over there in Painesville. So anyhow, it was Summertown, of course. So when they drive, there's a little road there. When they drive, the public works came and put some dirt on it. So when they drive, the dust go in the air. So the community, they're saying that the driver, they don't slow down, they drive. And guess what it did? They decided to do a reverse speed bump. They have a whole dock about 2 feet wide, about a foot and a half deep. So when you get in there with your car, you have to slow down, of course, and you get in a hole and come out. Guess what? The main road, about 2 or 3 weeks after they put that stuff, the main road opened. The community now asking public works to come and fix their road. They dug themselves because they have no interest in any kind of development that is coming out, because they have not been part of the process. And if you're not part of the process, You definitely don't want to be any part of the solution either.
Mr. Josh?
Yes, and let me just expand on what Mr. Todd just said. But this thing has a lot of moving parts. People are not feeding the government. They don't feed the government. They don't see authority. This is what happened. And this is how country collapse.
So what is the interpretation of that? They don't see the government. They don't see the government.
Let me say it to you. To you. How many police officers in Kipamos, the entire country? If I'm not missing, you cannot count 25 policemen in that entire country. Second, what is the court process, the judicial process in that country or the country? Someone commit a crime. They are not prosecuted. What is the deterrent? What is the message sending out there to other people? That's why I'm saying people cannot feed the government. They don't see it. A whole country, one police jeep, whole country, one police patrol car, or a whole city, one police patrol car. What I speak about government presence in that area? Look at the kids that happened in Lower Bone County, those 3 guys when they went missing. Well, 2 police, I think 1 or 2 police officers in a whole district in that area. What can the people do? What can the people do? So these are issues. Then the other side is the economic side of this thing. And every time I talk here, the unemployment rate in Liberia, it is a security threat. You saw what happened in Capo. All the people that were demonstrating were there for that young man death. No. All the people took advantage of that to vandalize, to loot. Because you got a whole lot of young people in the country, there's no job. The hardship is too much. So everything you see that crowd will turn up. These are the security threats. One more thing let me mention. How many times do you see the Yabawuden go to the counties? I mean, because you come from the village all the time, you go there, that client, you go there and meet your people, then you know. But the entire country, how many times you see people tour that country to meet the people, to tell them what the government is doing and what they're trying to do to impact their life? These people stay away from the people. They only go there when they want authority. This is what happened. There's a disconnect between these people and the people. You got to speak up on the country. Such a thing happened. If the speaker was in relationship with the people, you don't think the speaker would have gone up there to call and say, hey, what's going on? Or call the president, Mr. President, we need to do something.
You know?
Why are the people seeing? Now, these are some of the things we talk. They say we don't like the we are their government. But the statement Mr. Toll made about Edwin Snow, I listened to Edwin Snow. He repeated the same thing on another network, and I will listen to him. What it brings to mind is that if you are a government official or elected person, if you are not begging George Weah, the president like you, that means your country will not get no development. Because everything Edwin Snow said to do was George Weah, President Weah said he will build a sports stadium, President Weah said he will build a road, President Weah said he will build a hospital. And so what is the national development of the country that the president must come to your country before he tells you this is what we're going to do and that only will happen? This is just ridiculous in the country. We Congo people, we always point the finger at the Congo people.
Okay, yeah, let me just hold you there. And recently, there's a recently I said politician. You saw Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson gave a laundry list That was another clever and strategic move by him to tell the Nehemiahs, you know what? When he comes here, I will say, the president want to do it, that's a different thing by itself. But what he's doing now, he washing his hands off to say, hey, he's going to be here. And this is what I'm going to say. So it's left with him whether he's going to do it or not. And he is the, how you call it, political person that is occupying a high profile position that is, communicate. He sees, I guess, he sees or calls the president anytime he wants to. So you will always find politicians, they are saying that. But let's come to this point here. You also mentioned about the police being underfunded, which is quite true. Now,
Yeah.
the first branch of government, especially the lower house of government, parliament, is responsible when it comes to budgets, appropriations, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Can we hold them responsible instead of the executive?
Right.
Who are they? Why are they there?
Yes, what happened, Mr. Tool? The budgets go to the executive propose a budget, send it to the Senate, to the lower house, and they go through it, atomizing everything. Who is there have the willpower to say, because the security is paramount to every one of us, let us take money from this period and put it here? Who then has that willpower? And will other senators support that? That is the question. These are the problems Liberia is facing. The executive marshal, I think one of the agents got over $9 million some more dollars, and you give the police less than $1 million. What is the strength of the police to protect 5 million people? What is the strength? You got less than 3,000 police. How can that police protect the people of the country more than they are underfunded? And as you see, no lawmaker, I have witnessed on several occasions, the police have gone to the lawmaker to ask them, they have called them to appear and to ask them why this crime, this is happening. The police said, we are underfunded. So if you people can increase the budget of the police, that will go a long way. And nobody has done that. But look, compare the police budget. I think the police budget are almost close to 15 to 17,000 on an airing. Today, it's less than $1 million. Where is the people's security? Yeah, we can blame the legislature, but the executive is charged with that responsibility to administer. Because that executive, the president, the minister of justice, they are the one. The government, this contract, they take all the thing and give it to the executive is the one that responsible to enforce the law. So, how many times, Mr. Stowe, you are seeing our police in the Leeward County be able to control any situation? They are, every time things happen, they overrun them. Where is it? Is there any fire truck, water truck in Harper? No. Okay, what I was seeing, they even trying to say, okay, maybe let's bring the army or other security apparatus to see what we can protect some installation. No, they were all power, just the police alone. So where the other security apparatus? This is what I'm seeing. This thing did not happen overnight. These people live in the community, so they know all the thing bubbling. Why they didn't call joint security to strategize, to say, hey,
but even Mr. Pajoy, we all talking, the resources not even there. So where is the strategy coming from? So what you think they're going to do? So now, let's look at this here as well. And it's so disturbing and heartbreaking. You hear, I hear, Samson is there. I want to welcome. I meant Lofa Julius, Mr. Sharif, Abu Sharif. We hope to have Mr. Sharif yet. I've gotten to follow his activities. I heavily investing into the young generation empowerment. Those are things we're going to do. Now, We see here from time to time when there's an incident, those guys, when it happens at home and they are on, even during Washington, what happens? They immediately go home to get first-hand information. Correct? Am I lying, guys?
But
if there was an incident,
that is a responsibility of the representative.
Okay. But we have people just what you say, because I think sometimes we take our eyes off, because if we have the 103 men and women that are in there, if we begin to check these people critically as well as we keep close eyes on the executive branch, the judiciary, they all have separate powers. But they must work concomitantly in order for the government, for national government to be functional. But where you have one working and two not working, that's a serious problem. Let me, so we'll open the line. Let's see here. Cameron is calling here from Houston, Texas, I believe. Cameron, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing?
Okay, how are you? Good evening.
I'm fine.
Welcome.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you so much. Good to be here. Okay, I believe you've been following extensively, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's bring you in here. Where are we going wrong here? What's your side of the story?
First of all, I would like to condemn what happened in Maryland. Strongly. And I think it was wrong. So having said that, there's a point you raised. You talk about disconnect, and that's where it made me to call you tonight. I believe it is not overdue when it comes to local government authority being handled to the people, hand over to the people, in the sense that they should elect their local official, superintendent, major, whether that party, all the other officials in the county. When they do that, they will have some level of ownership when it comes to that particular county authority. The people understand that their own government in that county. And the reason I said that was because there's a tool we're talking about. The people don't have, it's like they don't understand that they own the government, so they go about destroying government property and all of that. But when the people, when they go elect their own county official, those people that will live in the county, they will understand that the government, they run their own local government right there. We have a central government, but within the county, we run our own government here. So these are here belong to us. And we'll get to understand how to relate to one another when it comes to protecting the property. And the second thing there is that there's a legal issue when it comes to ritualistic killing. It has been going on long time in Maryland County there. And it is time that the government put her foot down strongly and make sure that justice should prevail. When things that didn't happen, if I were the president, I would have the make a private jet. The man supposed to fly in that particular part.
You get what? Private jet.
Yeah, but they make a private jet. The man supposed to be there immediately.
The what?
Before you with President, we are arriving Maryland County to have our delegation. So that whole place will be under control, and then immediately things will start to work. But again, it will just be one of those investigation and nothing can come out of it. Let me just give you some histories. Number one, what happened in district number 13, district number 15? All the time, all the things that happen there, how many times the police have come and they say we have finally concluded the hit? They're always investigating. And these are things that have been going on. People look at it, nothing coming out of it. So when nothing comes out of it, another thing will happen again, nothing will come out of it. So the government should say, please, you keep investigating cases that involve riot, death, destruction of property, and nothing absolutely come out of it.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So that's my point.
Okay.
This comment comes when people do not own the government, and it is time that we start electing our local officials.
To go back to the municipal,
yeah. Be heard about somebody who the people elect.
Commissioners. That's what used to happen those days. Commissioners, city mayors, they are elected, prime and chief, and all of those people, they are elected by their various constituencies. Yeah. No, I mean before it used to happen that of late they used to happen during the trouble days. People they were happening. Okay, Ty, thank you. Let me pick up this other call here. Let me pick up the other call here. Okay, this should be a very familiar number. Ty 980. Caller, are you there? Hello. 908 number, are you there? Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me see. It look like something trickle here. Hold on. I think that Lofa. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I think something not going right here. Okay, are you there?
Yes, sir. How are you, Mr. So? I'm here.
Okay, thank you so much. Some crazy thing was going on. Okay, good. Good evening. Welcome.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for having me. This is Eugene Misan. I'm calling you from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, welcome, buddy. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much. The topic on the discussion, as I said here, I'm listening very keenly. I just want to touch 1 or 2 points.
Okay.
First of all, I want to differ with Mr. Josh a little bit on 1 or 2 issues. All of what is going on in Liberia, one has to do with the mindset of the ordinary Liberians, especially our youth. We fought a war in this country, and all of these people who were involved into the war were never rehabilitated. And these are some of the things that we are really struggling with in our nation. And the police.
So why? So let's have a conversation a little bit. Why they wasn't rehabilitated? Who was responsible for that?
Okay, the people who went to take over the country, who felt that the country was damaged, and they were the right people who could fix the country, bring the country back to its normality. Like when they demolished the whole army, they demolished the whole police, and they started recruiting. Who were they recruiting? The people they were recruiting were the same people who they should have rehabilitated to be the future leaders up to this time. So there is an issue, like you talk about disconnect. There is a serious issue of rehabilitation that should have been done, which was not done, and these people are bringing forth or generations and generations. So we have a very long time to go. If I'm mistaken, I'm talking about 40 years, 30 years to go.
Oh my
and
goodness.
You see the police in Liberia do not have enough police. I was telling somebody the last time, I think there needs to be a legislation where every county will train and develop its own police in collaboration with the government. I think with that, you will know every county will have a certain number of police to take care of some issues along with the county authorities. These are some of the things that we really need to do. For every command from every part of the country, like the Southeast, they have to come from Monrovia. If something is happening today and you need to take care of it urgently, before you send a group of police people from Monrovia to reach to Maryland, whole week, what's going to happen? It's going to be late. Look at the last 2 videos you showed. I heard people say, "Oh, that the man who said the police." No police in the country. In the county, people are going helter-skelter. The people say they want justice, and you went and damaged the little police station that you have. Then where now the justice going to come? The police people have run away. They all have sought for safety. The jail has been vandalized. Then where are you looking for the justice now? When the man said people from all the way Monrovia, then people there in the background, the man who sent the people. That's why I talk about the mindset, which is very ugly. The mindset
do you think there is any possible
rehabilitation that will refuse to do?
So Eugene,
yeah.
Is there any possible reason that people, why they could come to that sort of conclusion or man making that? Is there anything that you can figure out of a guess game? Why will he be the one his name should be called?
Well, it's still
and the reason I'm looking at
according to what I've heard, some of them said the police enter the city with and use excessive force. Okay, that's why some of them say. I don't know whether there are some other honor tool politically or whatever, but from what I've been trying to hear, we shouldn't have even gone that far with vandalizing the police station. We should be the one that we should be seeking, going to it for justice. Because even the killing that they're talking about, one of them, I heard an interview from the police or whosoever, one of them were confessing, and whether they have got the other people, I don't know. But somebody is in custody. So we should understand from all of these things, but the mindset is what is putting us into trouble. That was, I heard that lately former information minister used to say, change of mind and change of attitude is what we need in Liberia. But it's not easy. We got a long way to go. It's not just about government not hearing from the people, government not hearing from the people. Like you ask a question, the idea is there, but where are the funding? How do we go about it? I think we who sit in America, we should be able to propose this idea.
Do you think the government,
instead of just saying they should happen, they should be like this, they should be like this? I wish Mr. John was there in that position to give that instruction right away. You move and let it happen right away.
Okay, before I let you go, do you think the government is listening, or do you think the government is doing what is doing right? And for us to talk about, let's talk about Little Boy. The speaker has been entangled with so many things, car killing people, always doing this, always involved in so other different kinds of things. He's the number 3rd person. If the president, vice president can't make it, the speaker comes in. And things happen and people do not see the law. I mean, being a speaker does not mean you are above the law. Do you think those are some of the things people have? Do you think that
it is their son, right?
Yeah.
It is their own son. Mm-hmm. There are other people around that speaker from the county that the people of Maryland can look at to really try to address the issue that connects him. Instead of
can you name one person?
The government will spend money. It is easy to destroy, but difficult to put back in.
I don't support. Actually, to be honest with you, I don't support anything out of anything of that. But I mean, it's just hard. Okay, well, thank you so much.
So that's my point. Because there are other people around connected to that their son. They can talk to him. They can do whatever to him to change the situation around. Whether he's sent them, whether he's connected to whatever. That's the system. Maybe that's the system they grew up in. And from the time some of us were born, we've been hearing about that business long time. Yes, it's true. Government has the responsibility to do all of these things, but the mindset too, we should take into consideration that this is all things that were resulted from the war. But it's a government responsibility to change it, but it takes time and it takes some strategies. It takes togetherness as Liberians wheresoever we find ourselves.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we always allow people to express their view, their opinion, but whatever say on this network, it's no way they represent the management and staff of the Liberia Public Radio, but we are happy to facilitate these. Per George, I see you moving to left and right. What's your opposition to that?
Let me say something. This is not an excuse for people to come and make. When you have children being killed in the country or in the country, not one, not two, not getting redressed, it's not about rehabilitation. Put yourself in people's shoes. It's not chicken they're killing. That's someone 9-month-old child to suffer with. And if these people, because this is how tension breed, and people don't like the reality. When human life is taken away, the family don't get redressed. They fight the second. Any human will act in a way. I don't support violence, but they'll come to say because it's the war. What are you talking about? Some people, children being killed mysteriously, they cannot get no redress from the court. And you're telling the people, oh, because it's the war, that's a mentality you are developed. Where are you coming from? This is wrong. It's the police funded. The police is owner funded. Who should you blame? Now you talk about training. Yes, the police were dismantled, but they didn't. Some of the very old police officers, you even know nothing about the police, Liberia National Police. You don't know nothing about it. The police were retrained. The army were retrained.
Okay. All
So
right.
you can say that because of the war, this is happening. And Mr. So let me tell you one story. We were in Ghana during the last election of Gerald Rowland. Mr. So every day in Accra, every day in Accra, you used to find 1 or 2 bodies, women bodies in Accra. It got to the point, the people said it was Liberian war during that killing. They burned down Liberian businesses in Accra. They went on the campus or so. One day they said some Liberian arrested some unknown man. He turned the order to the police. The police let the people go that morning, Saturday morning. Eugene Facon was there. Because Eugene Facon, the Deputy Minister of Information, was there that morning, Saturday morning. You know what the Liberian did on that refugee camp? So the people went and raided, vandalized the police detachment now on the camp. Liberians vandalized the police detachment now on the camp. That Saturday morning, when the Ghanaians sent a reinforcement, Mr. So, when the people hit that camp, and anybody was in Accra on that camp that morning, when they hit that camp. So you are telling me the action of those Liberians there at the time was the war? No, we should not go down that route. When the government cannot provide security for people, we're talking.
All right, let me go to this call on the line, and then we'll go to some of the comments. I 646 number caller. Thank you for holding on. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, good evening, Mr. So, this is Minister Title, and I join you from New York City.
All right, Minister, good evening and welcome. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, once again, thank you. Mr. So, Liberia's problem, sometimes we find it very difficult to understand. And I attribute most of our problems to illiteracy. I think illiteracy is one of those things that is very, very, very killing us. And I say this to say, this is the kind of people that I see before the war or during the war from the 1989 all the way up to now. These are the only kind of people that when they're angry, they apply their anger on infrastructures. They destroy their country because they're angry. They don't face the issue. They don't discuss the issue. They don't handle or turn on the issue the right way. You destroying a police station or a prison compound. Your own money, the country resources was the one that was used to build that place, and you destroy it. And the money, probably the kids supposed to use to go to school or do other things, it's the same old money that the government going to use to build that same old person that you just destroyed. Why is it that we always gear towards doing the thing, and we do it over and over and over without any remorse? We would never do positive things easily. It's very, very deep.
Sir, I think you should take your word back. So let me tell you, let me put your point there.
Our own country, we can do these things. And I think the politicians, they are playing very key role in these things. They always mislead the people and make the people to feel that the only way to obtain justice is to be destructive. I don't think that's the right way. We have to farm addicts, no matter how open the action is, or when it comes to killing people, nobody likes that. But our people should graduate from damaging that country. Because the more they damage it, the more we're going to be going behind. We're not going to improve. That will always be backward because our concept, our mindset is not constructive.
Okay.
We're not thinking about positive.
Okay, before I go to the next caller, folks, the Liberal are going to be coming to you guys. Let's see what these beautiful Liberian, what they have here. So before I go to the next caller, 77, and it's a number from Minnesota here. Do we need to look at the issue that led to this and what prompting people to do what they are doing? Are we addressing those issues as well? Or these people just wake up out of no blue, no man plan and just go on to vandalizing thing? Are we addressing the bottom line to those issues?
Yeah, and that's the reason why we talked about. That's the reason why I talked about the politicians. That's the reason why I talked about the politicians, Mr. So, because the for example, the government is not under the executive. You got the lawmakers, okay, that are directly representing the people, the lawmakers.
Okay.
What kind of a law are they putting in place? What kind of a law is the judiciary implementing?
Okay, Minister. Hold on one.
Everything is the executive.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Don't go away. Maybe somebody will say something, so we'll give you a fair share. Let me go to 774 number, and I will come to 763 before I go to my guy. 774 number 7611. Are you there, caller?
Yes, sir, I'm here. How are you doing, Mr. So?
Hey, my dear brother, how are you?
It's Wally here from Boston, Massachusetts. Look,
yeah.
You know, sometimes when I listen to our people, I've been following this show, and based on what people are saying, I want people to listen to this very carefully. When the people finish says they're right, it's what they're looking for in reason. I think Dr. King said this best. You know, riot is the voice of the unheard. If I'm quoting him correctly here.
Yeah.
What part of it is, I'm surprised that there are not more riots in Liberia to burn things down than there are. Not because I want riots in the country, but what causes those issues to be manifested in the country. Let me tell you something. People list a litany of problems in Liberia. There is only one single problem in Liberia. If I read a whole paper on this thing called Liberia has but one problem. And you know what that problem is, It's the refusal to enforce the laws in the country. Look, I don't care who it is. It's not against the common people. When the enforcement of the law is only done to appease those in power, the people will get angry eventually. Let's ask ourselves a question. I'm surprised that the people don't get angry often and do this rioting often. That's what surprises me. When people go riot, it shouldn't be shocking to anybody. Not that we want people to riot in the country, but what precipitated that rioting? We have to understand what's happening in the country. There is literally, it seems no government in the country. And people wonder why people are rioting, burning things down. Oh my God, I'm surprised the entire country is not being burned down.
Wow.
Let's look at what causes that. Look, Liberians are rational people. Do you know how I know that, Mr. Soul? Because we go to other countries, we behave rationally. Because there are consequences to our actions. There are no big men or small men here or anywhere else in the world. There are consequences. In Liberia, it's called. Don't focus on what the people are rioting. It's what causes those people to riot. That's where we should be looking. Our own people have a saying. Don't know where you fell, know where you stumbled your toe.
Okay.
And that's what's happening in Liberia.
Okay, hold your peace right there. Let me count to 763 number 8022. Caller, are you there? 763 number. What's your name?
Yes, I am calling from Dallas, Texas, and my name is Jimmy.
Jimmy, thank you for coming on.
8022 is me. Not you, Jimmy.
Oh, no, 7. Hold on. Is 7676? Okay, let's see.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's get it right, guys. Okay, 763 8022. Is that a 763?
Yeah, that's him. I get 469.
Okay, no, I will be coming to you. 46 now. I come to you. That's 763 first, then 469, then 503.
Yes, let me go ahead. So be right.
Thank you, Mr. So. Thanks for having me, and thanks to the two new brother in studio too for making me possible to next. I want to call to level what I wanted to say just why the quarrel I just left the line. You know, when you have so many soft cases in the country, the people anchor going to end up with destruction. There's what's going on within the country. There are so many unsolved cases in the country from the time this government came to power. There haven't been any case that has come to closure. They only promise the people are going to investigate and nothing happened. So at the end of the day, the people are going to take the law into their own hands. Take for example, the four auditors, the three missing boys, how the police put them on the head, just rubbish about the four missing boys. Just they have come to the conclusion that it's an error and blah blah. You don't do things that not because the people that are missing or the people that are there, they are not your member. This is wrong. The reason why the tension is increasing is that we don't have government with country. Government don't speak up. The reason why all people believe
on now because it best what if off. That's why they're speaking of. You know, people, right? You can take those views from them because there are way more Western and happy in the country than this one. And the person I've never from simply because the people host got pressure, so they got into to.
Okay, so you feel that way because the speaker now is the victim, so the law is trying to be proactive. Is that how you feel?
Come again, please.
I say you feel because the speaker of the House of Representatives now, whom has become victims of the reaction from the people, so the law try to be proactive now to kick in. Is that how you feel?
Definitely, because there are way more. There are more with. Definitely, yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Let me count to 469-1810. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, I'm Jimmy, calling from Dallas, Texas.
Okay, Jimmy, thank you. Welcome. Go ahead.
Well, what I want to say is sometimes it may sound stupid or crazy to some of you guys.
Oh, no, nothing sounds stupid here to us.
It's the cause root of all the problems that going on in Liberia.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Are you there, Jimmy? Jimmy, are you there? Hello, Jimmy? Okay. I think people just, for some reason, they just I gotta get them off, and then maybe. Okay, Jimmy, you can call back here. Yeah, this is a man. I call Kimmy and throw everybody off. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing, sir?
Good. Your call coming. Everybody just went coma like that.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but also thank you for the program. Yeah, I'm calling from Washington, Seattle.
Washington. Okay, welcome. Thank you, brother. Go ahead.
You know, our country, what embarrassing our country is the law of the country cannot prevail. What do I mean by that? If something happens, the law are there that guarding you and myself. You'll be there, you see the person moving around in the community, in the city, in the country. The 14 years old I fought, the first promoting that make people be involved in certain those things, human safety come first. Can you imagine a man like that? People are saying that. For me, I don't support violent, burning, extra mile, burning down things. But a man like that, that was he talking about, ethnic slavery. He can really do more than that house. Why something happen in this country, you see people die, there's nobody reading. For that in our country, while these things are on the book, then they are not implemented. That is the problem of the day. Because now today we are saying it. Tomorrow, these things will happen again because the law of the land is not prevailing. That is the whole of the day. Nothing is going on in because somebody will kill, somebody will steal. Everybody interested in one another. And we say we are learning from America. America is not like that. If you're guilty, you are guilty. No if and if about it.
Okay.
So the first thing in life, he must say take up first. But there are no safety in the country that anybody can do anything and go free. So thank you for the program. That the law prevail in this country. Things will well for us.
All right.
With all the law will continue saying these things.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Gentlemen, I don't know why we need a national conference. Time is already almost off hand for us. Jimmy, we're so sorry. The Liberal.
Yes, Mr. So.
Do we need a national conference to sit and I don't know what we have not talked before. Do we need a national conference? Who should call this conference? Will the leaders listen to participants, to delegates, and what really we need to report out, what would be the strategy? Is that what we need, or what?
Well, that's a good question, and this is where the young Liberians that are now pouring into this country since the end of the war, or even during the war that came 90s during the war and things. That this is the difference between they and those that were here at the time. Because those of us that were here at the time, Mr. So what people used to do in this type of situation, they will try to form a group themselves where you can call it, start it, whatever you want to do it. When you can call it whatever conference you want to call. But then this is where the intellectuals among you will go and discuss what is happening in the country. They might not be able to formulate any kind of policy or whatever, but from that particular gathering, you will be able to have a mindset or a group of people that will want to meet with the government to say certain things are not being done. However, nowadays, the young people nowadays, they don't do that. They're split. There are certain people that were, even those days, we have people who were supporting certain government, and they will still come to the meeting, and we have a conversation about what is happening in our country. But nowadays, they come together. What do? The first thing they do, start insulting each other. And even when you have these conferences, the EULA conferences, all the other, when they go to these places nowadays, they cuss each other. They don't even have a decency to sit and discuss and try to listen to one another. They're not going to do it. Look how many Liberian platforms we have. Liberians having platform where people can come in to express themselves freely. But most of the time when you have these kinds of platforms, there are people who are intellectually dishonest. And as long as you have people like that among us, it will be difficult. And here's the funny thing about it. Those who I consider to be intellectually dishonest, they are very smart people, and they can talk, and they have good command of the English language. So people gravitate towards it to listen to them speak out some divisive statement and things like that. They will not come together to say, let's find out why is it that this one country that we all love, why some people don't even like what this government that I love is doing. Why don't you like this government? You sit down and have these kinds of conversations, but they don't have the decency. And that's the difference. That's the difference, Mr. So before I get up here, when we used to have these things, at that time there was no Facebook, none of that stuff. We used to travel from Ohio to Chicago, all night drive, and get to Chicago on a Friday afternoon. Saturday we go to a conference and have conversation from Chicago. If whatever state they're having a conversation, we will travel there and have a conversation, because you don't even know who you're going to meet over there. Not everybody that are coming to these conferences are all on the same page. You got other people that are coming there to make sure that the government gets some sort of a representation. But now most of these people that used to be part of this process are now in Liberia running the government. So who are you going to blame now? These are the same people that used to be here blaming other government officials of not doing X, Y, and Z, and they are now sitting in the same seat and repeating the same thing. And even tomorrow, if Dr. Bakar is successful to bring people on, you know who's going to be one of the spokesperson? Former president of EULA. What's his name?
Anthony Caselli.
Anthony Caselli. Now, this is a man who used to be president of EULA. What do you think Anthony Caselli is going to contribute that will uplift Liberians? Nothing, zero. But those are the kinds of people we have, Mr. So this is stuff to keep us alive. Let's put it that way. This is a great show.
Whew. Per George.
Yeah, look.
Do you? Let me ask you. Do we have an alternative now? Even though with all of our CDC government, this and that. Do we have an alternative now? And who is that alternative?
No, Mr. So I can't put my finger on anybody, because what is going on in Liberia, it's like people still looking at the past. It's like popularity contest. If you're not popular, the people cannot elect you. Even if you have a brilliant idea, they will say no. And yeah, so Liberians, they have to do a soul session to decide if the country to move forward. We have to look for people who are competent and capable to move this country forward, not because someone myself being friend 20 years and being here for 25 years, so that the right person. We have to get away with those stuff.
Okay.
But I wanted to push back one of your calls. I think from your minister also, someone said something that, like, you know, the literacy rate in Liberia is high, and these are factors contributing to what is going on in Liberia. I want to push back on that. We understand there's a high illiteracy rate in Liberia, and he said that never happened anybody in the world. But I want to tell him, Georgia, yeah, when a young man was shot last year, that time,
Pa George.
Yeah.
Please do me a favor. We're gonna wrap it up. This gentleman was on and the phone went off. Are you there, Jimmy?
Yeah, I am there.
Yeah, okay. So I think the last somebody called in and everybody just went off. Okay, go ahead. Now you're gonna be the last caller for.
I don't know. Can you connect me? Where did I start?
Oh my man. My whole
head. Okay, that's fine. I will get it. What I'm just saying is, Liberians have reached to a state that we cannot make it by ourselves. When the slave got their independence, they dumped them. They gave them to Liberia. There was no agreement that Liberia got independent from no country.
Wow.
They were done among themselves, but they have certain agreements. They have certain rules that when you go to Liberia as a president, you have to abide by that rule. But when we, the native Liberians, begin to take over Nigeria, nobody we are afraid of. There is no agreement. There's no one. There's no nation we have to report to. So my thinking and my belief is Liberia needs to stand under somebody.
Honor who?
Liberia, honor anybody that want to.
No, you.
Anybody that want to. You see, Ginny, those things can happen there.
So make a suggestion. Make a suggestion. Who do you have in mind? You have all right.
No. America today, America is waiting because America know where we came from. America know the contribution of the Liberian here. But there's no document in the House. There's no document in the Senate. Today, it feels like if Liberia can read a letter, Liberia could even be a territory for America. Yes, they can be. Liberia can make it by ourselves, my brother. If you have a home in the village,
so even
the
when
father and the mother is gone, the children by themselves, you will see all the trouble. Because no father, no mother. The how Liberia is. The soldiers survive. My thinking and my believing is Liberia need to be
on somebody.
With a man, on somebody that a man, and when I'm president of Liberia.
So when Liberia,
that country will come in and ask.
So when Liberia is on somebody, would that Liberian be a president, or that person who would be honored would be the national leaders? How are you going to happen?
No, what have you? It can be president. Look at Guinea. Guinea is on a friend. So I is on and they run their own government, but they have certain agreement with the British that the Sierra Leone government president will not do anything to the civilians. You see what that they all the civilians in Liberia, nobody was accusing, but the little thing he did what in Sierra Leone. Today he is arrested.
Right.
Then the war got through. Or how do you call it in my hand? And some kind of code.
War crime code?
To bring that code to Liberia. It will not work. Because it will have a country that we are on. It could be going on.
Do you support that?
Yes.
I mean,
that's the reason.
You support the war crime code or not?
No, I'm not. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I said people being crying for it, but we cannot get it done because there is nobody to enforce it.
Are you crying for it too?
What, my brother? I cry for it. They go there. My people that die, the thing that's for, I will not get it back. All I need to put is they put that they then the man position. But the same rebel that drove these people, they stay doing it. Now they can't learn that they get a place in Liberia where they say he will be fat. People say he will be in Liberia. Can you believe that?
Okay.
All the wicked thing is going on. The same thing that will happen in the war is going on. Because nobody to say, hey, Mr. President, you need to stop or else it will happen. Nobody.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Ooh. George.
Yeah, I'm going around.
Okay. We're not
But
going
here's
on
the thing.
somebody. You don't want to go on somebody.
No. Here's the thing here. Yeah. When we're seeing things, we should make sure we tell our people back home the actual truth. Whether you support a government, but you must say the truth, and this is what I always say. One of the colleagues alleges that what's happening in Maryland never happened in any part of the world. But I want to say that's completely wrong. When George Floyd was killed in Minnesota, you saw what happened there. They burned buildings. Atlanta, a young black man was killed downtown. They burned a Wendy restaurant just during the same time George Floyd. They burned the Wendy restaurant down. Because what? These people felt that their voices had not been heard and they were not getting justice. So nobody should come here and tell people the way the Liberian people behave because of the high illiteracy rate. If you're in a village and someone went and killed your child died in the street early, and you cannot get redress, what that have to do with illiteracy? It's a complete insult to those people. People should be in sympathy with those people who tell them the spirit has been killed in that country or in the country, there's no redress. And if you continue that, there'll be a result. I don't talk about if you continue that, there'll be a result. So nobody should come in and say the way the people behave in America and not see the in America happy here. Or in Milwaukee, they burn down buildings. Atlanta, they burn down restaurants. Minnesota. It was why? Because people felt that their voices were not being heard and they were being mistreated. And that is the end result of when justice is not ministered properly in the country. And so what we're seeing in Liberia is because the justice system is not working for the ordinary people. And at the result, I don't care how educated you are, at point in time, people will take them to the street because that's the only thing. When your voices are denied, the next result is protest.
All right.
So the government
okay, well, gentlemen, time has caught up with us. Over 5 minutes now, so we're going to cut the deal and see, hopefully, by God's willing. Liberal.
Yes.
So, what is the take-home message?
Yeah, this is what I have to say, Mr. So, please, if you don't mind.
Oh, this guy.
So then I have been there. To join the people where we don't stay.
I think another 50 that are coming, right?
Are you
Oh man, the liberal progressive. You know, anytime I hear the music, guess what? I think about 50 that are coming. So so and then I hear the music here, I think about 50 or maybe
if that's the case, then what's what they want? That kills no, Mr. So thank you very much for having me, and then thanks for sitting in for me tonight. I appreciate it. And it's
not when they're sitting in again for You know that what I think that they 50 that I'm sitting in for you 50 that you gave you
yeah. No, but on a very serious note, thank you. I think the conversation tonight is very interesting, and I wish other brothers and sisters would try to engage because these are things that are affecting our people. I just saw the video. I just saw the picture here a few minutes ago as we're talking in the line of what is happening in the country. The president and Honorable Snow sitting on the plane going to Niger, and you should see inside the plane where you have people that are not able to eat tonight, where you have people demonstrating, protesting in Maryland, and you have the president, people from the executive marshal to allow these kinds of uptick, to allow these kinds of pictures to be put on Facebook for many Liberians to see. This is some of the things I'm talking about. They don't see that things are not the way they're supposed to be. They don't see it. And these are people that continue to tell this young man that he's doing good. Oh, everything is fine. They just got flopped the other day.
Are you surprised Snow say you're going to deliver a bombing to the president? Then you're talking about...
Yes. Yeah, if the president make bombing people happy, he would deliver.
He's is happening. You know what it means to hang out with the president?
That's what I'm saying. But this is even I have no issue with them riding the plane, but to put that picture out from the executive mansion, the executive mansion should say no, we can't put this kinds of thing out. Because first of all, what are you telling us? That Liberia is rich for the president of the country to sit on a plane looking like that, like a star? This is uptake is bad.
Well, anyway,
I just point that out.
Mr. So,
me, I appreciate it.
Mr. To, those are the country boys. Those are the country boys. Those are the indigenous. They're concerned about you. They just want to show you. Those are the indigenous. Those are the country boys.
So will we complain again now with this whole Americo-Liberian syndrome that people hear? I see my friend, what his name said, Christopher Tobasi. This guy, he's on a different planet Earth. Yeah, because he just tweet and send things out there. Well, guys, I don't know the future of the country, and that's what I yet to see, even within the opposition column. Their talking point, their messaging experts, I don't see them as an alternative. I don't see them coming together. I listened to Sister Network TV Spawn, and I saw folks from the Liberty Party smashing down the Unity Party. These people betray them, and these people do this, and they do that. So I don't know whether these people coalitions or they are coalition to a whole, because there's a serious split within the Unity Party and that of the Liberty Party versus the ANC. It's just going to be crazy. Leaders, their national leaders are not taking charge, and their members are doing anything they want to do and nobody talk to them. We want to leave it here for the rest of the evening. The Liberals, I want to thank you so much. Pa George, thank you so much for your time. Always here, your expertise is always counted. And to all our many forward listeners, viewers, and those of you that I send a good felicitations on this date here. We are humble. Thank you so much. It's because of your courage, your resilience that you have, and the patience. Because Kanye will say things, not necessarily things that you don't want to hear, but you hang in there. I believe the bigger part here is the country. And we don't usually try to entice people to stick around because we want to say something that you find interesting. But I think we must speak to those issues, and we must be genuine and authentic in having those conversations. So no matter which way, where the ball drops, we must say a. I want to thank you so much, Gloria, our primetime member, Emily. Thank you so much, and of course, our own Oman. Thank you so much, Maki, not to mention you, Minister Levi, Stanley, Joe Williams, Alex Nimland, Eduardo, our own guy, Abu Sharif, brother Abu, thank you so much. This guy is involved heavily with the youth to support youth initiative program. So we have to make rooms here because the politician, man, they hate people here, and then you go spend money, go to CVS, Walgreens, then you buy painkiller. We'll come back, then we'll talk. Then when I come here again, then I have this guy called Liberal here again to add a sort of. He coming to about $50.
Mr. So.
Yeah, good thing. You know what? They are instant care in my account. So
no. I have a special deal with cash out. I can redeem. I can pop my cash out.
1 year. I think your car where you talk from Walmart will tell you like it can't even help you in the 1 year. So they're gone now. It's gone. Gentlemen, I want to thank you so much. Let's see what happened, but it's very serious and scary. Things are happening in the country. I mean,
when the American right again, they will say that people who telling the Americans and they see everything on TV. And the right, they will say, oh, that the Liberian, that the people won't like the government.
I hope, I hope national leaders will take some action. Gentlemen, thank you so much and have a pleasant evening.
Thank you.
And before I go, I want to encourage people, people who have not listened to Voice of Sierra Leone, VOS, please find time to listen to that. And this state broadcast channel from Nigeria, the Koi channels, TV channels, I think 6 or whatever. I want to see what I can. And if you sit down and look at government, the representations of government, people that speak for the government, people that speak for the opposition, Pa George, if you listen to those people and look at what people, the way they do their own things here, people that speak for the government, fact versus fiction, people that speak for the opposition. If you look at it, let me see here. Let me play this here. And it was quite fascinating. I want to see here, hopefully, this, I don't know what this is. It will allow me here. Let me just see here. Okay.
First of all, welcome to Puerto Rico, the island of enchantment, of the treadmill dash.
Oh man, what? Okay.
I have a little sympathy for Malaga. It's very difficult setting for that product. He did his job. This is his job to try and make the nutrition look good. And feedback, people will say that nutrition is failing. But it's not being enough. And I think Nigerians know they just need to look around the country. They know that this government is failing to secure them. Don't need to label critics people who are Christian, who appreciate this sacrifice. The citizen of the street knows. People in towns and cities know. Even the people in the northeast know. And a lot of what he's saying there is not true. We still have millions and millions of people living under the influence of Boko Haram. Numbers change. Towns and cities change today. They stand for priests and all of them down to Boko Haram. You can't switch them away. I wish what Mandela was saying is true, but it's not. Yes, service things have been changed, but we haven't seen the results. And if you expect us to wait for another 3-4 months or 6 months or a year before the results of the service show, then the conflicts will be considerably worse. The bottom line is that President Buhari came to office like Mandela says. Boko Haram was the only real conflict. And today, there are multiple threats. And again, let me remind us, there is also a threat that to national security, the country that this threat national creating enemies that we're telling Nigeria that in one part of the country. It doesn't appear as if that is the concern of the administration. But I think things basically wrong with this. One is clearly that it doesn't have a thinking capacity. It's closing, it's living in denial. It doesn't believe that the magnitude of this problem is real. So they don't appreciate the fact that there is a interconnection between their weakness, the opportunity in which crime is feeding. The reason why banditry kidnapping is escalating is that the bandits and the kidnappers are realizing that there's huge vacuum around governance. They have control thousands and thousands of kilometers of our forests. This is a fact. There's no way anybody can argue this. Our military have no presence. Police have no presence in huge part of Nigeria. That is why it's sensitive. But if you look at President we're not happy to say this. We don't want to bring down the government now, President Muhammadu Buhari. We don't want to believe in the democratic process. We want him to work. We don't want to go now saying he's failing. But when he's failing, we have to say so. And he is failing to secure the country. There's no way you can put a speed on this. Children are being kidnapped. Children are being taken away. Parents are worried that children are in the hands of bandits. How do you explain all these things? Whose responsibility who should bear blame for all the things that are going wrong? Okay, well, so communities whose children are kidnapped.
Great issues you're raising, Mr. Let me ask Mr. Dawashi. For one, it is clear that, just as you said, no one can argue that the facts are facts. No one can argue that there are existential threats so to the people have said. The question then is, have we been able to track the real root of the issue? You said earlier that insecurity is why is insecurity? How do they that the root cause of it and what to do to make sure it doesn't move any further?
Okay, let me first of all address one of the issues that the government raised. How long shall we wait for stages chiefs of their capability? Again, 3 weeks is no sufficient time to say the more things change.
Okay. There's a reason.
Mr. Before you go do research on Bloomberg News, and you will see what they have for Dr. Weir. It's fucking well in Liberia. You saw that? Huh?
Research on Bloomberg News. Okay. You want me to do it now? Is that what you're saying?
No, later on. It says soccer star leader failed to win extra time in Liberia referendum. So they classified, it's bad. They said the man was trying to seek to change the constitution so that he would be. This is Bloomberg News here in the United States. So, but anyway,
and there's a reason I was showing this here. The first guy you saw talking there is an opposition person, and the last guy is from the government. The president, public affairs or social person. Now you saw the people talking. They are so calm. Getting to the issue, making a case, but we can never see our national leaders like that. The very first 1 second, 30 second insult. How can you arrive at understanding? How can you address national issue? So people need to go out there. They have these things on the YouTube, different channels, and see how these people do their own conversation in as much. You listen to the guy, he said, we don't want to bring the government down, but when the government, there's no way you can put spin on it. If they're not doing it, they will say it, or the one is for the government to do their job. Gentlemen, have a pleasant event at the Liberal Progressive. Thank you so much for being here, and all of our followers, by God's willing. Same time, same station. We'll be here again for more programming. Until then, have a pleasant night. Bye-bye.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Love is all we need to make you see. This is the time to come together. Keep Liberia safe forever. So open up your heart, let the unity begin. Love is all we need.